It's been a while, but I am back. And I am back with a new video, and I am going to be doing it with Lugia, the mighty water beast. Now, this was actually the first challenge I did when I was thinking about doing the game with random Pokemon and Pokemon that I like. And one of those Pokemon was in fact Lugia. As a kid, I fell in love with it because of the movie Pokemon 2000, but I was actually upset when I got to use it in battle because it pretty much sucks. Well, it sucks in an attacking sense. In a defensive sense, it's an absolute beast in the competitive scene. But today we're going to be using this monster to see if we can complete Pokemon Crystal at the lowest level possible. Now, I have done this with Mewtwo, so no items are allowed in battle, not even held, and I really hope I can do this. It just depends on how things goes, and I may do this with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but for now, look, let's just enjoy the show. Also, big news, this channel finally has a partnership, so just give me 30 seconds to plug it. Do you live in Australia? Do you want to get your hands on G Fuel, but you don't want to pay those high costs from America, or face the potential danger going outside from drop bears? Well, let Gamer Fuel solve that problem. They're Australia's #1 distributor of G Fuel across the country, and if you go to their website today and use the code HBT, you get 10% off their order, which is fantastic. I'm using myself, and I want everyone to get on it too. You can find the link in the description below. And remember, stay safe and look out for those drop bears. Last thing, if you do like this content, please leave a like, subscribe and comment. I am nearly at 5,000 subscribers and I can't believe it, it's nearly there. And please make sure you do leave a comment because it's big and the YouTube gods, just like to eat that all up. And even if you just want to say hello, it's me in Adele style, I would really appreciate it. As usual, I start as HBT and do the usual mess, and I go pick up the mighty Lugia and I decide to call the water god because it's a water Pokemon. Well, to me it is. Stupid movie. I check it out and what a design it has, and I'm armed with Aeroblast, which is really powerful flying move to start off with, like really overpowered to be honest. Now, like the Mewtwo video, I'm going to be skipping as many battles as I can, but there is a bit of a disclosure here. There were a few battles I did and I couldn't be arse reloading. I think for me, because at the time I was doing this as fun and I just wanted to experiment and see how this went. I meet the rival, and although he does have a Totodile, and I do love that beautiful creature, it takes me 2 Aeroblast to see it off. I give the opportunity to name my rival Silver out of respect, but look, I'm not going to be keeping it like that forever. Sprout Tower, well, it is a bit easy, isn't it? Look, come on, I have a Lugia that knows the best flying move it could, and it obliterates everything with ease. I can't really say any more about this. Look, I was so confident I ran out of Aeroblast and just had to start struggling against stuff. Yeah, Aeroblast has only 5 HP, which is absolutely freaking terrible. Falcon is the first gym leader to face the water god, and let us see how's the best water Pokemon, I mean flying types. The almighty Pidgey is first and Aeroblast sees it off in 1. The big fat bird comes out and gets smacked by a critical Aeroblast. Okay, that was very easy, but I can reassure you that it's not going to be the case of the whole adventure. Now, to explain about Lugia, like most legendaries, it finds itself in the slowest experience group, so I'm not going to be jumping up levels quickly. Also, if you live under a rock, Generation 2 is the first game where you could use hold items, but as I said earlier, I'm not going to be doing that because the Mewtwo video I didn't do that either, and it makes the video a lot harder as well, and I know you like to see me not get fucked off. Now, Azalea Town is next on the agenda, but prior to me going forward, I teach the water god Mudslap just so I have something else apart from Aeroblast. I head down the well, and I know it's not really much of a challenge, but I do pick up Safeguard by beating a Rattata, which I've never used in my life, and I wonder if I'm going to need it going forward. The leader of the Grunts is at a higher level than me, but Aeroblast is still able to demolish life. Right, come on Crystal, give me a challenge, please. And the next gym leader is, Bugsy. Well, look, Scyther could be a pain because of U-turn, maybe. So it's a Water God versus Metapod, and yeah, Aeroblast gets rid of it in 1. Next is a Scyther, and it's faster, and it went for Fury Cutter, which does fucking nothing. I hit it back with Aeroblast and it dies. Actually it survives. Well, it didn't survive the second shot. Finally, it was Kakuna, and guess what? Yeah, you were right, it died. Sorry everyone, this is going a bit quicker than I thought. Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. No one cares for the first 2. It's all about the cow. You know it, and if you deny it, you're lying to yourself. It's the first real milestone that my water god is going to have to face. Before we get there, we have to fight Silver again for the second time, and let's just get him out the way. He sends out Ghastly, which are just Aeroblast in 1. Zubat gets the same treatment, and 2 critical hits in a row. I'll take that for sure. Finally, it's Croconaw, which requires 2 hits. He blames the fact he had weak Pokemon, not the fact he was staring down the barrel of a literal king, you pube. Like, I'd love if he said, oh shit, you had a Lugia, of course you were going to win. No, he just says, oh, my Pokemon are weak. Idiot. I get the far-fetched nonsense out the way quick, and it's much easier to do in the Crystal version than it is in the Gen 4 remix. and I go straight for the gym to fight that monster. There is a genuine fear here because the milk tank is bulky and my levels will be low and the cow has rollout, which Lugia does not want to get smacked with. Honestly, why isn't this thing water psychic? It'd be much deadlier. The battle begins and the Mona Whitney sends out Clefairy, and as you can see I'm 2 levels down already. I use the newly required headbutt, which does absolutely nothing, and I have to use Aeroblast to see it off. And out comes the monster, and it's 4 levels higher than me already. It goes for rollout straight away, which is very, very bad. I use Aeroblast, which does absolutely nothing, and the rollout barrage knocked me out and it's the end of the perfect run. Well, here we go, the first wall, and remember, no leveling up is allowed. I try again and start with Aeroblast, which is not enough, which means I'm going to have to take a hit from the little shit. I get to the cow and I'm now relying on one thing, Mud Slap. Mud Slap barely does any damage, but it lowers the opponent's accuracy by 1 stage, and Rollout doesn't have good accuracy to begin with, so if it does miss, the damage amount has to rack up again. This finally happened and I hit it with a critical Aeroblast, but then it uses its other move, Stomp, which has better accuracy and will flinch me just for the fucking fun of it. So as you can see, I'm going to have a hard time, and this battle is massively reliant on luck. Look, as I said, I could not fight many mandatory trainers to beef myself up, because there wasn't any more to fight, so I'm stuck like this. Also remember that I have to do this battle in future with a ho-ho. Just let that settle in. A fire and flying type has to fight a cow with rollouts. That is not going to be fun. Milk Tank then goes for the kill rather than using Milk Drink and misses the frickin' Stomp, which means I can use another Aeroblast and it's enough to get the cow down. I still have no idea why the AI did that, but I don't give a shit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Otherwise, this was going to take me absolutely ages to do. With that stupid beef burger out the way, I go play with my favourite tree and I squirt all over it as usual and make it do its little dance. This is one of those examples where I fought something when I could have ran away to not get the experience, so apologies on that front. I arrive in Ecruteak City to go meet Silver again, the burnt tower. Again, let's just get through with it. Ghastly is now Haunter and a critical Aeroblast knocks us out in 1. I swear to God I'm getting these critical hits quite easily. Magnemite needs a Mud Slap to hit it and 2 slaps is all it needs. Croconaw takes 2 Aeroblasts, including a critical hit, which is handy because Croconaw had Bite, which would really hurt. His pathetic Zubat is last, and it actually survives an Aeroblast, so I have to use Headbutt to score the win. I fall through the hole and meet the legendary dogs. Unlike the previous videos, I don't really give a shit about this challenge, so I'm not going to be covering that in this section. I went straight after the Kimono Girls, who are very easy compared to what you have to do in the Gen 4 remakes. Honestly, they're really easy, but the Gen 4 remakes are an absolute pain in the frickin' arse. I prefer to skip these fights, but you have to do them to get access to the HM Surf. Now, Morty would really worry me if this was Gen 4. Well, it's going to worry me either way, but even more Gen 4. Morty's an absolute nightmare because he can just put things to sleep. He starts with Ghastly, and I use Safeguard so I don't get any of this paralysis nonsense, but then he goes for Curse, which is not good. I hit it with an Aeroblast to get rid of it, and Haunter comes out, and because I got a knockout on the Curse, it means it doesn't bother me. I just need to go on the complete attack, and I Aeroblast the Haunter in 1 and avoid the Curse again. Now the Gengar does come out, and this is the big boy, but more importantly, I'm faster than it. I use Aeroblast, but it doesn't kill me, but it can't use Hypnosis because I'm a Safeguard, but now the Curse damage is hitting me. I get rid of it with a second attempt and avoid more Curse damage. Finally, it was the second Haunter, and it went down in 1. See, again, I thought this was going to be a lot harder than it was. If this was Generation 4, that Curse would have hit me, which means this would have been incredibly difficult. I head west to fight Chuck, the Fighting Master, and Aeroblast was going to be the key here due to the high damage output and my typing. Primeape was first, and 1 Aeroblast enough. His second and last Pokemon, Polygraph, survived and went for Hypnosis, which failed, and down it went. For fuck's sake, none of these guys are putting up any sort of a challenge, and you're thinking, oh, HPT, this is an absolute joke, I want to see you suffer. You will, don't worry. Next was Jasmine, who had the potential to be a right pain in the arse due to her steel Pokemon. They have a type advantage over me as well with the electric moves, but at least I have Surf, which does some neutral damage to them. Her first Pokemon was a Magnemite, who is a higher level than me. Surf hit, and it went for Thunder Wave, which missed, and I washed it away next hit. She uses a second Magnemite, which is just boring on the developer's part, but this time I couldn't avoid the second Thunder Wave, and I get hit with a Thunderbolt, which does over half damage before I got it down. The Mighty Steelix comes out and goes for Iron Tail, which misses. Great, and no paralysis, better, and Surf does a large chunk. It goes for Iron Tail again, and the Water God holds on. With no paralysis, Surf is able to do the job. Again, this is very easy, and I thought this would be a banana skin, but it's proved not to be a case. Shit. The beautiful red Gyarados was merely just a distraction to me, and in the general Team Rocket situation, I can't be arsed going through it. It's boring, so I'm skipping it. Pryce was next, although I really do believe you should do him before Chuck. Seal comes out and gets an Air Blast to the face and knocks it out in one. The Dugong manages to survive a hit and goes for Aura Beam, but it barely does anything. God, Dugong is shit, and a second Air Blast is enough to finish it off. I get the option to learn Recover and get rid of Safeguard, thinking I don't need that anymore. Water Guard surfs Pillar Swing, but it hangs on and it goes for Blizzard, and I panicked, but it really didn't do as much damage as I thought it would have. Pryce then uses a potion, so I headbutt it again to stop it using that potion bollocks. One more surf is all I need to get the job done. Again, I think this should have been done before Chuck, but I just have that habit where I always go left instead of going right. And I'm not going to go for the radio tower either. Why? Because it's boring, and there's no fun in it at all. Okay, I suppose there is a fight against Silver, which I know you'll probably want me to cover. He starts with Golbat, and I use Surf, which does nearly half damage, and Bite does fuck all. Another Surf is enough. With Magnemite, I just click Surf, and that's enough. Sneasel, I smack it with an Air Blast to kill it, and Feraligatr is a beast, but it doesn't have the damage output and goes down in 2. The Haunter comes out and I miss the Air Blast, but the Shadow Ball barely tickles me. I try again with Air Blast and get rid of it. Yeah, this is becoming a bit of a joke. So this is why I'm not showing much, because do you think I just want to show you, ooh, I beat this burglar? Boring. And maybe the next threat might be Clair. So Clair could be a pain in the arse, but as my Natu video showed that sometimes it isn't, but remember Water God is a lot lower level. The first Dragonair comes out and I use an Air Blast, which is a critical. I'm not sure if that mattered. The second one comes out and I get a miss, and then it goes for Thunder Wave, which also misses. I use Air Blast again and get another critical hit. I'll take the luck. The third Dragonair comes out and Air Blast doesn't kill it, and it misses Thunder Wave again. And I managed to get Headbutt in as Clair does not use a potion, which means those critical hits were key. Finally, it was Kingdra. Air Blast does over half, and it uses Surf, which does fucking nothing to me. I'm a Water God, but now I'm only down to Headbutts, which do absolutely nothing. Kingdra then goes for a Hyper Beam, and yeah, nothing. So I use Headbutt again and get my third critical of the match to get the badge. I think I just got really lucky there with the Thunder Waves not hitting me and the Aeroblast getting the critical hits that it did. So yeah, I'll just chalk that one up to good luck. I do all the stuff up until Victory Road again, and I did fight a few trainers unintentionally, but I just couldn't be arsed resetting for it, as again, this was my first attempt at doing this for fun, so I wasn't even sure it was going to work. Although I didn't even realise there were 2 trainers that I could just skip by jumping in the water and you just dodge everything, I'll remember that for next time. But look, it's time for Silver for the final time. He starts with Sneasel and Surf wipes it out with another critical hit. Magneton is next and I go for Surf and it doesn't kill, which gets a Thunder Wave, which is really pissing annoying. It goes for Thunder Shock. Oh come on, at least have frickin' Thunderbolt. No paralysis and it's dead with Surf. Out comes Golbat and it uses Confuse Ray. Of course it does. It's annoying and I hit myself, and it then starts biting me, and I hit it with Air Blast, but I don't get the kill. It tries another bite and I use Recover, but it goes for another bite and I get to say bye-bye to it with a Surf. Haunter comes out and it goes for a Curse, which is not good at all, the worst thing I could have seen, for fuck's sake. I go to kill it, but I'm paralysed, and it then uses a Confuse Ray. I hit myself, more Curse damage, I then hit myself, and more Curse damage, and finally the Haunter finishes me off. Finally, the red-headed pube has beat me with a lower level team as well, and it really shows how important Thunder Wave is. It actually shows how important Safeguard is, but oh no, the dickhead here got rid of it. I try again, Sneasel, Aeroblast, goes down. The Magneton is out, so I surf it again, and it goes for Thunder Wave with hits, which again I don't want. I do get no paralysis and I'm able to take it out. The Widemouth Wanker comes out, and at this time it goes for Bite, but I'm paralysed, it bites me again, but this time I get a Surf in which does over half damage. It uses Confuse Ray, which is not what I wanted, but I break through and get another Surf to get rid of it. Haunter is next, and it uses a Shadow Ball, which does absolutely nothing. I do manage to use an Air Blast, and I remove it in 1. Kadabra uses Future Sight, and I manage to recover up. After a bit of messing around, I manage to use a Headbutt, which gets the kill in 1. Feraligatr comes out, and even though it does slash me a few times, it can't stop going down to my power. I never understood why Silver never had a Gengar and Alakazam. I get they had to be traded, but if he was so desperate for power, you'd think he would have forced someone to trade them just to get him to evolve, like just use a gun or something. I did some move changes and got rid of Headbutt for Shadow Ball to prepare me for the adventure ahead. The reason why is because I need that power. The first one ahead had the potential to be very easy or very, very hard. Now, I'm going to big this up a little bit more, but I kind of just jumped to Elite Four very quick as soon as I got Shadow Ball in. So first up is Will. He uses Xatu first, and I introduce it to a Shadow Ball, and it goes bye-bye. And again, I'm not sure if that critical hit mattered. Jinx was next, so I do it again, and it goes down in 1 also. The second Xatu comes out and survived, so maybe that critical hit did help. Will decides to use a max potion, which is great because it means I can surf it and then use another Shadow Ball to finish it off. Slowbro was always going to survive the hit, but it does get a special defense drop. He uses Amnesia, but I still trick my chances and manage to get it down even with that Amnesia boost. I thought it might survive again, but I'm going to take it. Executor comes out and hit it with Aeroblast, so it went down in one to end the battle. It was high time for the mighty Koga, and I wasn't really bothered about this fight. Why? Fucking Koga, that's why. Ariados is out first, and I tried to save my Aeroblast, so I used Surf, and it goes down in 2. Fortress came out, and I surfed it barely anything, so I tried Aeroblast, and that couldn't get the kill either. I was worried Koga would use a potion, but it never happened. Just let me finish it off with a Surf. Fair enough. Crobat flies in, so I throw a Shadow Ball, which survives, and it survives another one as well, and here comes the full Restore Nightmare. Koga adds some more double team bollocks along with some poisons earlier to annoy me further, so I do use Aeroblast and it goes down. Muck is next, and I know this thing can be bulky, so I go for an Aeroblast and it goes down in one critical hit. His final Pokemon is Venomoth, so I heal up because of the poison damage, and then hit it with a Surf, and it doesn't do enough. It's now down to the next hit. It must kill it or it goes down. I go for a Shadow Ball and pray it goes down, and thankfully it does. It was actually a pretty good Koga match, even though he's usually a piss take. Good for you, Koga. Maybe you're getting better, or I'm getting shitter. I don't know. What do you guys think? Third up is Bruno, and I was wondering if he was going to be a problem considering what just happened with Koga. Although my lack of PP is going to be a problem as I only have 1 Ether and a Max Ether. Bruno starts with Hitmontop, and I actually have no Aeroblast left. I try Surf, but it protects to waste my PP even more, and it actually takes 3 Surfs to go down. Onyx is next, and it's still as shit as always. Hitmonchan jumps in, so I try a Shudder Ball, which doesn't do enough either, and it takes 3 balls to get out of action. Mighty Machamp is out, and I try Surf, and it does about a third where it hits me with Rock Slide. I use a third Surf, and it holds on, which means I'm getting Rock Slided to death, which means I've lost a sodding Bruno, and it seems to become more common now. I'm getting beaten by Bruno. I actually reset, and I realised, I've got to go back to the start of Elite 4 again, because I forgot to save after Will. Now I had to use the PP ups I used on Aeroblast, and I did this stupid stuff all over again. So I got to Bruno, and I knocked out the Hitmontop, the Onyx, and the Hitmonchan to get back to Machamp. I try Aeroblast again, and this time it does kill it, and it kills it in 1. Hitmonlee is last, and 1 Aeroblast is enough to win me the match. Look, I'm still really concerned about the amount of PP I have left for the final battles going forward. Well, the last 2. And the last member is Karen, everyone's favourite power-hungry white woman. She starts with Umbreon, and I try a Shadow Ball, which does absolutely nothing while it throws sand in my face. I get a critical Aeroblast, which nearly finishes it off, whilst more sand is being thrown. I use a Shadow Ball again, and it hits it to knock it out. Murkrow comes out next, and I use Surf, but I don't get the kill, and it takes an Aeroblast to see it off. Houndoom comes out, and I'm really running out of PP now. I try Aeroblast, but cannot get the kill, but the Fire Dog's Crunch is able to finish me off. I did think this might happen, so I didn't save after Will, in the thinking that I'm going to have to go back and get more PP items, and I was correct. So that was quite good, because if I'd saved after Will, it meant I was getting extra experience and possibly an extra level or 2, which would have ruined the thought of this challenge. So I got back to Karen again, with PP items now in hand. I start straight away with Aeroblast, and the sand starts, and a lot of sand, but I do surf it to death. Murkrow only needs 2 surfs to go down, well if I can hit it, so I have to recover to make sure my health is in a safe place. Surf is able to take it out. The Houndoom does come out, and I can use Surf, which I still can't finish it. The crunch hits me very hard, but I survive, but the doggy can't survive a second dip in the water. Gengar comes out, and I try use Shadow Ball, which isn't enough, and it uses Spite on my recover, which is a right pain in the backside. I'm able to use a Surf to get it down, and Vileplume is the last Pokemon she throws out, and luckily it only takes 1 Aeroblast to get the KO. This means I beat the Elite 4, and there's only 1 train to go. Lance. I just keep calling him Dracula because of his stupid cape. But first I need to use some elixirs. I have no idea if I'm going to beat Lance, and I wish I had an Ice move at this point, and I know this is going to be one hell of a challenge. He starts with Gyarados, and I start with Aeroblast, which does over half damage while he decides to use Rain Dance. Another Aeroblast can just see it off. The first Dragonite comes out, and I go straight after the attack with it with an Aeroblast, but it does less than half, and it uses Thunder Wave, which is the worst thing I can see now, because now he has the speed advantage over me. Next turn it goes for a Thunder, which is a guaranteed hit because of the rain. Aeroblast nearly kills it, but I need to recover because my health is so low. I have to keep using Recover until it misses Thunder, which eventually does happen. I see the thing off with a Surf, but I am not in the best position at all. The second Dragonite comes out, and I'm trying to recover it, but this one has Blizzard. I use Shadow Ball, which does nothing, and I nearly get KO'd, so I had to recover. The Dragonite then runs out of Blizzards and has to start using Twisters, and I was about to finish it off, but then it uses a fucking Hyper Beam. Like, why didn't it use it sooner? Next was Aerodactyl, and I went for recover again, and it uses Rock Slide. I am now in a terrible spot, as this thing can flinch me, which it does, and it paralyzes me, which it does, and it knocks me out, which it does. Great. Okay, so let's try this again. The Gyarados really isn't the problem, as he's always going to go for Rain Dance. I then have to rely on what I said earlier. The Dragonite misses with Thunder, and then the second Dragonite misses its Blizzard. It's a really shit strategy, but it will work. The main problem is the Aerodactyl because of the flinches. I go for a Surf and get lucky because it misses Rock Slide, which might now get a Surf on it, but it doesn't kill it. I recover, and again, after some messing around, I see it off with another Surf. The Charizard is out and it uses Flamethrower, and I get paralyzed, which means I have to recover again. When I was ready, I went to attack it and Surf does over 3/4. I recovered myself again and got rid of the mighty Lizard. The third Dragonite was out and it started outranging me, but it was not doing much at all. I used Aeroblast, but then had to switch to Shadow Ball because I ran out of PP. Lance then used a full restore, which meant more messing around. I just had to hope I could recover and do not get paralyzed. Shadow Ball wasn't doing a great deal, and I really wasn't getting those defense drops I needed, and then after that, Lance uses a Hyper Beam, and I was able to take it down with one more Shadow Ball to win the Pokemon League, and this battle was an absolute freaking nightmare, and I guarantee that it's going to be an absolute nightmare to do when I have Ho-Ho. To be honest, I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but look, that is a problem for future HPT. For now, I'm just going to celebrate that. I only worry because that Aerodactyl has Rock Slide, which is flinching, and it's 4 times super effective against a fire fucking bird. But as I said just a second ago, that is a problem for future me. For now, I can just celebrate the Elite Four is done, and I'm still at a really low level. I think I'm close to the lowest level I can be, but now it's time to fight the enemies in Kanto. I am sticking to this as minimal battles, so hopefully I can get this done quite quickly. Let's be honest, the Kanto extra bit is just really shit. At the time, I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I was gobsmacked, but as an adult, as I look at this now and I go, wow, the developers really didn't give a shit. When they just tagged this on, just to thought, ooh, we've got a little bit of data left, let's put this on. The only good thing about this was seeing blue and seeing red. Everything else was a bit meh. The first thing I did was go to Saffron to pick up Psychic, which I'm going to need later on because it's a stab move, but decided not to equip it yet. So let's just go through every gym leader. I don't really see there's going to be many problems. Sabrina is first up, and Almond Shadow Ball, this is going to be a joke. She starts with Espeon, who is the lower level to begin with, and that's going down with 1. Oh no, it survived, but it's not going to survive a second. Mr. Shit is next, and it goes down in 1. Fuck you, Mr. Shit. Next is Alakazam, and that goes down in 1. I always thought, why are their levels so garbage for the post-game? The Kanto section should have been hard levels, hard Pokemon, and I guess I said, the developers are just like, me, can't be bothered. I go after my secret lover Erica next, and again, I wasn't really worried about this. Why? I've got a bird. A legendary bird. An Uber bird. She starts with Tangler, and I use Aeroblast. Dead. Victreebel comes out. Dead. Next, Jumpluff. Dead. Blossom. Dead. Yeah, bit of a joke. Misty. Good old Misty. She comes out and throws out Golduck. It's a lower level, but it does survive an Aeroblast, but I do get rid of it next turn with a Shadow Ball. Lapras is next and holds on and uses Blizzard at me, which is absolutely nothing, and a Shadow Ball finishes that off. Starmie should be the easiest out the bunch, but it survives a Shadow Ball despite being weak to it and dies to a second hit. Quagsire is last, and I try to Surf, and it does over half, and I'm able to use another Aeroblast to get the win. I take on Brock, and yeah, look, what do you think this is going to fucking happen? Blaine? Lieutenant Surge? Oh no, wait, things actually happen here. My favourite of all time, Raichu, is up first, and I hit it with a Surf, and it does enough damage to finish it off. And it goes for a Thunder Wave, but thank God it doesn't hit, so I'm able to clear the board. Magneton goes down in 1 Surf, Electabug survives, and uses Light Screen before going down, you shit. Electrode is now able to start using Double Team, which means Surf misses twice in a row, which is really awfully annoying. The second electrode tries the same thing but fails, and I knock it out with practically all my health remaining. I said something happens, I didn't say it was very exciting. With one more to go, I fight one of my favourite trainers in the world, Blue, and hopefully get some sort of a challenge. He starts with a fucking fat bird, and I use Rain Dance to start boosting my surf powers. I do over half damage, and then the Pidgeot uses it as well. I manage to get rid of it next, and the Raidon comes out to just die in one splashing. Alakazam is next, so I just use Surf, and he does over half. It manages to use Reflect, which is absolutely useless, before going down to another Surf. The Water Onix comes out before I have to switch into Air Blast, and it barely does anything. So I keep trying while Gyarados goes for Hydro Pump, and I use Surf, which does about the same amount of damage, and whilst the Gyarados goes for Hyper Beam. Now I have the chance to kill it whilst it has its break, so I Surf again, and I actually get a critical hit to finish it. Arcanine uses Extreme Speed to send me to low health, and one Surf is able to send the doggy packing. Finally is Executor, and rather be safe and heal, I just go straight for the kill, which does enough damage to beat up the messed up tree thing. I go see Professor Oak, and he won't give me the pass to go through to the next bit. I just beat Blue, what's going on? Why won't you let me go fight Red? I was really confused, thinking, what the hell's going on here? Then it dawned on me, I hadn't beat Janine. I really thought you had to fight all the others before Blue would fight you, but obviously that wasn't the case. So time to go from the hardest gym to quite simply the worst. Yeah, that was just a freaking joke. I didn't even know why she's in here. That's absolute smack in the face to all Pokemon trainers. Piss off, Janine. I go see Professor Oak again, and this time he gives me the permission to go climb the mountain to go fight the final battle. This isn't going to be easy at all. Why? Because Red's Pokemon are no joke. They're at a much higher level than me, and they all have, well, most of them do, have a really good type coverage against me. I remember doing this as a kid, and I was really happy I got to explore Kanto, which was still eye-opening. But the fact I got to meet Red at the top was incredible. Like, my little 10-year-old mind just went, I wasn't 10. No, I wasn't 10. How old was I? 13. I think I was 13, 14. That's how old I was. I had to get my dates right. But maybe it's just me. It's hard to be surprised by video games these days due to spoilers on the internet. Like, within a day of a game being released, it's all over the internet, or it's been data mined before it's even come out. Sorry, I know I'm rambling a bit here, and I should be building up to the big battle. Let's just get into this. The electric rat is first, and I go for Rain Dance, so Pikachu is faster and goes for Charm, which doesn't really do much against me. The next turn, the rat goes for Thunder, which automatically hits because of the rain and does over half. I use Surf, which only does about, well, it does over half, but that's not going to be enough. Red then tries to save Pikachu with a full restore, so I hit it with a Surf again. It means nothing as another Thunder finishes me off. Well, that didn't go as planned, I just got beaten by a little shit. I immediately drop Rain Dance and switch it for Psychic because it does nothing for me but help Pikachu, allowing it to hit me a Thunder every frickin' time. But I do get Stab on the Psychic attack, and I can get special defense drops, like the Shadow Ball, which is gonna help. So, round 2. Pikachu is again faster and hits with Thunder, so I retaliate with Psychic. Red again tries to save his best friend, so I hit it and get the stat drop. He tries to save it again, but I hit it again, and because of the stat drop, I drop the rat. The beautiful Blastoise is out next, and now Lugia is faster, so I recover, but it hits me with a Blizzard, which does a chunk of damage. I use Recover again, and I'm relying on Blizzard missing, which it does. I go for a Psychic, which is about a quarter, and Red chases Tact and goes for a Rain Dance. With some health behind me, I go for it again and do get the stat drop, but this time Blizzard does hit. I can feel I can get rid of the turtle, so I use Psychic again, but it doesn't kill it, and Blastoise is able to finish me off. Okay, I just need to take my time and not take any risks. I get the rat dead and go after Blastoise, but without going for each turn, I get it to low health and then use a Psychic to finish it off. Red's Espeon is out next, and like the Pikachu, it's faster, but it uses a Psychic which does absolutely bollocks to me. I use Surf on it, which does about a quarter. Like the Blastoise, it's just careful recovering and attacking when I'm ready to finish it off with the final blow. Then it is the Snorlax, and this is the Pokemon I was more worried about in the entire run. Why? Because this thing is a fat motherfucker, and it is a defensive tank. I first needed to heal up, and Snorlax uses Body Slam. I use Psychic, which does barely any damage, but I do get the stat drop, and it keeps going for Body Slam. I heal up with Recover, and then it gets the Body Slam paralysis, which is the worst thing that could happen. This is because, again, he is now faster, and he hits me again. I tried to recover to just save myself. The next turn, Snorlax goes for Amnesia, which makes my task even harder, and then I'm paralysed. Finally, one Body Slam is all it takes me to hit me with a critical, and it just gets rid of me. My current approach was not working, so I needed to really do some thinking. The Snorlax was such a monster, and it can use Amnesia and it can use Rest. Attacking moves aren't the way forward either because Pikachu has Charm, and I'm not going to be using Double Team as that has been now banned from challenges for quite a while. So I thought, look, I've got Recover and I can mix this with Toxic, and I couldn't really think of any other way. So I deleted Surf and then put Toxic in there. I went shopping to get as many vitamins as I could, which wasn't much, but look, it was better than nothing. With the new plan in place, let's just skip to Blastoise. Toxic hits first and I get hit with Blizzard. Now I just have to recover until he misses Blizzard and I get the poison to do its trick. And when I'm able to, I can use a Psychic attack just to chip away the little bits of damage. After another Blizzard missed, I'm able to use Psychic and get a critical hit to wipe it out. Espeon comes in for another go and uses Reflect, which is nothing to me, and I'm able to hit it with Toxic. This is a lot less stressful than Blastoise, but it's the same result. Take your time, wait, and dies. Here comes the bastard. I go for Toxic, which misses. It goes for Amnesia. Brilliant. I go to a Toxic again. It misses again, and he starts Body Slamming. I try a third time, and I miss again. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on. It now becomes a mess of a battle recovering while praying I'm not going to be paralysed by Body Slam. I try for a fourth time and miss again, and then on the fifth time it finally hits, but so does the paralysis from Body Slam, which means the next turn I go down. I did think though with this strategy I had picked the right one. Look, let's just do this again, and this time the poison hits first time, and now it's just playing the waiting game and pray. Luck is finally on my side, I'm able to take it down with the Psychic. Out comes Charizard, and it is faster than me, it hits me with a Flamethrower, fuck! And I do hang on with 11 HP, which means I can use Recover. I just have to keep recovering until I'm in a safe place to attack back. When ready, I use Toxic and it hits, and now it's just to wait. But then I survive a lucky critical Flamethrower. I just heal. Whoa, I'm so scared at this point, I'm just hoping he dies quicker than Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Eventually the poison does its job and it goes down. Finally, it's Venusaur, and I just go after that bastard, and I have the speed and hit it with a critical to take it out. And I finished the adventure on level 60, and that was absolutely amazing. I honestly didn't think I was going to do it. This was the first one I ever did before Mewtwo, and I really do like doing these lower level challenges. And as I said, if you followed me in previous videos, I do have other videos done of their footage. I'm not saying if they've done it or not, I do have their footage done. I keep thinking that the Ho-Ho one is going to be hell, and I can assure you it is hell. I have completed my next Radical Red video, and that is going to be another long one, possibly an hour and a half, 2 hours long, because you guys like it, especially with a few happy days. I hope to have that done in the next few weeks, just appreciate those take a long time. I hope you have all liked this, but please leave a comment and subscribe if you think I deserve one. Until then, to all my HA Council and to anyone new watching, stay safe, look after yourselves, and go get yourselves a beer. You motherfuckers deserve it. I've been HPT, and this has been the Water God Lugia. Bye bye.